Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a book with a title that definitely grabs your attention. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Feck.
It certainly does.
Yeah, and look, if that title makes you think of just, total apathy or not caring about anything, let's clear that up right away.
Please do.
That's not really the point.
Yeah.
This book isn't telling you to be careless or just blow everything off. It's actually, well, it's the opposite in a way. It's really about being super selective with where you put your energy, your focus, like caring about fewer things.
Right.
So that you can then care really, really deeply about the things that genuinely matter to you.
That distinction is crucial.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack the core wisdom here, try to help you navigate all this stuff demanding your attention, and maybe find a bit more meaning, more focus.
And that's so vital, isn't it? Because this perspective really pushes for a serious rethink about where we actually invest our emotional energy, our fix, as the book puts it.
Wow.
In a world that's just constantly yelling for our attention, social media, news, endless tasks, it really poses that fundamental question. How do we choose? How do we wisely pick what gets our deep attention and what we can just let slide?
Let slide, yeah. It's about being intentional.
Exactly. Radical intentionality.
Okay, so let's dig into this. The first big idea it throws at us kind of challenges something we barely even notice we believe.
Which is?
That our ability to care is, like, infinite. That we have endless fucks to give.
Right, like an unlimited resource.
Exactly. But the book argues pretty forcefully that this just isn't true. Our resources for caring are actually really limited.
Deeply finite.
Think about it. Your time, your actual energy, your mental space, your focus, none of it is bottomless.
Nope.
These are precious things. And the book points out how often we just waste them.
Yeah.
We pour this energy into chasing, likes or approval from people we don't even know.
Or just more money for the sake of more money.
Yeah, or trying to look perfect all the time, which is exhausting, isn't it?
Utterly exhausting. And the direct result of seeing it as scarce is, well, it's immediate. Every single time you say yes to something trivial, every bit of care you give to something meaningless, that's automatically a no to something potentially way more important, something that could actually enrich your life or matches your values.
That's a great way to put it, the opportunity cost.
Exactly. It forces you to see the trade-offs. It's not just about what you choose to care about, but also what you're choosing not to care about by default when you spread yourself too thin. It's like managing an emotional budget.
An emotional budget.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so if we accept our effects are limited and we can't care about everything, how do we figure out what is worth it?
Well, here's where it gets really interesting and maybe a bit counterintuitive again.
Go on.
The book suggests that problems themselves are the pathway to a meaningful life.
Okay, wait. That definitely flies in the face of, like, everything we're told, right? The goal is always a problem-free life. Happiness equals no problems.
That's the common narrative, yeah. If we just get rid of all the hurdles, then we'll be happy.
But this book says, what? That chasing that actually leads to boredom.
Pretty much. Or just a different set of maybe shallower problems. It argues that real contentment, deep happiness, doesn't come from having zero problems. It comes from having good problems, problems worth solving.
The good problems.
Yeah, and actively engaging in solving them. It's the struggle, the engagement, the overcoming that actually builds that sense of fulfillment, not the absence of struggle.
That makes you think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Are the problems I'm wrestling with actually meaningful or just annoying?
That's precisely the question it pushes you towards. Are you choosing struggles that align with what you truly value? Like, is your energy going into improving your health or building strong relationships or doing work that actually resonates?
Instead of just worrying about trivial stuff.
Exactly. It reframes problems. They stop being just obstacles you want to avoid. They become opportunities for growth, for learning, for feeling like you're actually doing something worthwhile. It's about upgrading your challenges.
Upgrading your challenges.
Mhm.
Okay. But what about the stuff you can't choose? Sometimes just awful things happen that are totally out of our control.
Absolutely. Life isn't fair sometimes.
So how does that fit in? This brings us to another really key concept, I think. This idea of taking responsibility, even over finding blame.
Yes, this is crucial.
The book is really clear. You cannot control everything that happens to you. Bad stuff happens, unfair stuff happens. That's just reality. However, this is the big however, you are always responsible for how you respond to those things. You choose your response. That's where your power lies.
It's about agency.
Totally.
Yeah.
The example given is like, if your partner leaves you, okay, maybe their decision wasn't your fault, but healing, processing it, figuring out how to move on, that's your responsibility.
You own your reaction, your recovery.
Exactly. You can't control what they did, but you absolutely control what you do next.
And expanding on that, it's so empowering because it pulls you away from the blame game. It's easy, maybe even feels good for a moment, to blame parents or society or just bad luck.
Sure. The victim mentality.
Right. But this approach says, no, own your emotional state. Own your actions moving forward. It really forces you to think critically. Are you focusing on external things you can't change? Or are you focusing on your internal response, which you always have control over? It's a shift from feeling powerless to feeling empowered, even in bad situations.
Liberating, as you said. Okay, this next one. I got to say, this one might sting a little for some people,
Okay.
especially today, with everyone trying to be unique and special online.
I know the one you mean.
Yeah. The idea is you're not special.
Oof. Yeah. Sounds harsh out of context.
It does, because our culture drills it into us, doesn't it? You're one of a kind, you're destined for greatness, you deserve the best.
Constantly. From childhood onwards.
And look, ambition is fine, but the book hits you with this counter idea.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you're probably pretty ordinary. Most of us are. And this is the kicker. That's okay. In fact, it's freeing.
It absolutely is freeing, because think about the immense pressure that comes with trying to be special, to be extraordinary, all the time.
Right. The constant performing.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially now with social media demanding this perfect, curated, exceptional version of ourselves. When you let go of that need to be constantly outstanding in every way,
What happened?
you can actually focus on real stuff, like actual tangible growth, improving things incrementally, developing yourself authentically instead of just managing your image or chasing some impossible ideal.
So it's not about giving up. It's about shifting focus.
Precisely. It's moving away from needing external validation that says you're amazing towards internal work that actually makes you better bit by bit. It's more grounded, more real.
Grounded. I like that. Okay, so if we're accepting limits, taking responsibility, maybe even embracing being wonderfully ordinary, how do we make space for the stuff that does matter, practically speaking?
Good question.
The book brings up something simple but really powerful here. It's the power of saying no.
Yes. The sacred no.
It puts it quite bluntly, actually. It says to live a meaningful life, you have to reject things. You have to filter out distractions, obligations, expectations that just don't align with what you truly value.
It's not optional, it argues.
Right. It says every great life, every life lived with real purpose, is basically built on a foundation of smart, well-placed no's. You're protecting your focus, protecting that limited energy we talked about.
And this makes you ask yourself, doesn't it? What am I saying yes to right now, just out of habit?
Or obligation.
Or fear of missing out.
Or just wanting people to like me. And the crucial follow-up, how are those automatic yeses stopping me from saying a big, important yes to my actual priorities?
Saying no isn't about being negative, it's strategic. It's carving out the space needed for the few things that really define a life of purpose for you. It actually takes courage sometimes.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, and the final big idea we should touch on. This one might feel a bit dark at first glance, but it's meant to be motivating.
Let me guess. Death.
You got it. The idea that facing our own mortality actually teaches us how to live better.
It sounds morbid, but it's incredibly clarifying.
Exactly. The book isn't saying dwell on death constantly. It's saying that remembering we're mortal, that our time is finite, makes us value the time we do have so much more.
It's the ultimate perspective shifter.
Totally. When you really sit with the fact that this isn't forever, it just cuts through the BS, doesn't it? Suddenly wasting time on petty gossip or trying to impress people constantly or chasing status.
It all seems so trivial.
Utterly pointless because the clock is ticking. It forces you to ask, is this how I want to spend my limited time?
And connected to the bigger picture, it becomes the ultimate filter, the ultimate prioritizer. Confronting that finite reality naturally pushes you towards what truly nourishes life.
Like what?
Like prioritizing love, real connection, fostering creativity, making contributions that feel meaningful, seeking out rich experiences rather than just accumulating stuff. It puts everything under a different light, doesn't it?
It really does. Very clarifying light. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Let's try and boil this down for you, the listener. What are the practical takeaways from this deep dive?
Let's nail them down.
All right. First, Choose your struggles wisely. Don't just react. Be proactive. Decide what problems are actually worth your precious energy.
Be discerning about your battles.
Second, take responsibility. Even when it's unfair, even when you want to blame someone else, focus on your response. That's where your power is.
Own your part, always.
Third, and this is huge, stop trying to be liked by everyone. Seriously, it's impossible. It's draining. Letting go of that frees up so much energy.
Massive energy drain, trying to please everyone. Just stop.
And fourth, maybe the core message. Remember, your time and energy are finite. Don't waste them on meaningless stuff. Be intentional. Be deliberate with those fixes. Guard them.
They're your most valuable currency.
Exactly.
And look, these aren't just, nice ideas to think about. These are actual shifts in mindset. If you practice them, they can genuinely change how you make decisions every single day.
Moving from reactive to proactive.
Yes. They force you to really look at your values and ask, where am I really investing myself? It's kind of a blueprint for cutting through the noise.
So wrapping up this whole deep dive into the subtle art, it's really not about becoming some callous person who doesn't care.
Not at all.
It's about caring less broadly so you can care better, more deeply about the right things. It's about being deliberate, selective, making sure your emotional investments actually pay off in terms of a meaningful life.
Couldn't agree more. Life genuinely becomes richer, more focused when you stop chasing everything under the sun and instead you zero in on what truly matters most to you.
Well said.
So, maybe the final thought for you, the listener, as you head back into your week. We want to leave you with this question to chew on. What is just one thing you could consciously choose to not give a feck about this week? Just one thing you could let go of, to deliberately make space for something that's actually important. Think about what you'd gain by doing that.